Welcome, dear viewers of Kuwait Channel 2 or KTV2 on this special live show that comes to you directly from the studios of the Ministry of Information in the main city of Kuwait. Today we are going to witness one of the most important events that we are all of the Kuwaitis, all of citizens and residents here in Kuwait, we wait for this event every year, which is the beginning of the national celebrations. Today, we have the flag hoisting major event, one of the major events that we all wait from the year to the other. The event is going to be witnessed today under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Jabir Mubarak Al-Hamad Al-Subah, the Prime Minister. Also, the event is going to be witnessed in the attendance of His Excellency, the First Deputy Premier and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Subah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Subah. The flag hoisting is considered one of the main events that all we wait for, as it marks the beginning of the national celebrations. We have the 25th and 26th of February from each year that launches the national celebrations. It also marks the National Day of Kuwait and also the Independence Day of Kuwait. But as we used to do every year, this flag hoisting ceremony, which is the start of these national celebrations, is going to be as the starting point of our national celebrations. Actually, today we have a schedule that is full of events. We are going to have the flag hoisting directly from the Safa Square. In the beginning, we have a music performance as a welcoming for the audience and the crowd that are going to be attending at the place. Of course, with the ministers, with the sheikhs, with His Highness the Prime Minister. After that, we have some interviews with some officials, some figures, and also we have some prepared reports that we have prepared already, dedicated only for this ceremony, for this event. At the beginning, we have this musical performance. After that, we have an interview with Mr. Ahmed Al-Manfouhi, the General Manager of the municipality. And we have also a prepared report about the flag hoisting itself, the event. How did it started in the beginning of Kuwait's national celebrations? What was the idea behind this event and everything? After that, we are going to have a look at Al-Mubarakiyya. Also, we have a flag ceremony, a flag hoisting from the Mubarakiyya, which is the Kozak of Sheikh Mubarak. We have so many important information about this place. We have the Kozak of Sheikh Mubarak. It's considered one of the historical places inside Kuwait City. It documents also an important era in the history of Kuwait and the era of the 7th ruler of Kuwait, who is Sheikh Mubarak the Great, who ruled the country from 1896 to 1915. The work of the Kozak was Persian and Turkish origins in the dialect of the Kuwaiti people. It also refers to a square two-story building. The first is built of mud or rocks, and the second is made of wood. This is the origin of this historical place. Sheikh Mubarak Subah built two kiosks, a southern one where he used to sit in the morning and a northern one where he used to sit in the afternoons, like he separated his times between the two places. Before we continue, now we have a report about the flag hoisting and how did it start. Stay tuned with us.
Originally, Kuwait is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system of government, with Kuwait City serving as the country's political and economic capital. In 1897, Kuwait obtained British protection, under which it maintained control over its internal affairs, while Britain assumed responsibility for security and foreign relations. But when conditions changed in Kuwait as stability and inter-Arab cooperation emerged, Sheikh Abdullah Salim Al-Subah realized the Protectorate Agreement was no longer appropriate and expressed his desire to replace it with a new Friendship Agreement. The British accepted the Kuwaiti demand. Kuwait gained its independence on June 19, 1961, when diplomatic notes were exchanged between Sheikh Abdullah Salim, the ruler at that time, and Sir William Luce, the British political resident in the Arabian Gulf. Sheikh Abdullah's reign was vital in the evolution of Kuwait, and thus February 25, 1950, on which he ascended to the throne, was designated as the National Day. The current flag of Kuwait was adopted on September 7, 1961 and officially hoisted on November 24, 1961. A new phase in the history of Kuwait began after it regained its full sovereignty. It adopted a constitution in 1962 and ratified it in 1963. The Constitution of Kuwait defines the Emir as the head of the state, with his official title as His Highness the Emir of the State of Kuwait. As head of state, the Emir has the right to appoint the Prime Minister and to relieve him of office. He appoints and dismisses ministers on the recommendation of the Prime Minister.
شاعر لا ولا حتى غنينا يا كويت الماضي والحاضر انت حب وعايش فينا سكن فينا حبنا ما يوصفه شاعر لا ولا حتى غنينا يا كويت الماضي والحاضر انت حب وعايش فينا سكن فينا
شاعر لا ولا حتى غنينا يا كويت الماضي والحاضر
Dear viewers, welcome back to our special live show, directly from the studios of the Ministry of Information, on the event of the flag hoisting, which marks the beginning of the national celebrations of Kuwait. Now we have in our studio today Mr. Fouad Qabazard and Mr. Dhari Al-Gharablli, who are our guests for today. Welcome to the show, Mr. Fouad and Mr. Dhari.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to have you today.
It's our pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you so much. We all know who is Mr. Fouad Qabazard. He is the Kuwaiti who climbed the mountain of Everest.
Yeah.
He is the first Kuwaiti,
No,
right?
no, second.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
it. So today, as we have the flag hoisting ceremony, we have this very related topic to talk about, which is the climbing the Everest mountain. Also, we have Mr. Dhari Al-Gharablli, who is going to do the same trip again. He is planning to do the same trip shortly. We are going to know all the details soon. Mr. Fouad, thank you for being with us today. In the beginning, I want you to tell me what was in your head to have this idea of climbing the Everest mountain.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Again, thank you very much for hosting us.
It's my pleasure.
Pleasure is all ours. The idea came actually from a group of my colleagues in Kuwait Petroleum Corporation, where we been tasked in one of our training in London, that where we see Kuwait in 2030.
Okay.
Part of that, it was to look at different civilization that lasted, and the reason why it lasted, and what are the others which didn't last, where we went to British Museum. So we had this discussion. We wanted to see Kuwait as our, the fathers, the grandfather did during those past 100 years for us, and how we want to do the same to sustain that and make it more prosperous for them with those challenges ahead.
Yeah.
So we looked at different civilization, and what we saw trick our eyes, which was the Egyptian civilization, which lasted 4,000 years.
Yeah.
And the reason of why that happened is people get surrounded to a symbol which bring them the hope. He was looking at them. It's actually type of a symbol, what you call a cat, I would say.
Yeah.
Looking at them, and those people get those spiritual and getting those values, trusting one another, helping one another, and this is what helped the civilization to last 4,000 years.
Yeah.
So we went through a small discussion how we will work this out, and what came out in our unanimous was to Kuwaiti values, which was in the past and the current and what we needed to the future.
In the future, yeah.
Plus, we said, who is the symbol?
Yeah.
The symbol that we want, it's something magnificent that gathers us up and look on top of us. And again, it was the idea when I had this Mountain Everest. The trip was in April, but sadly it had happened. The earthquake was the plan to go to October.
Okay.
So I said, in the Mountain Everest has lasted since the creation.
Yeah, right.
So if we see Kuwait, Mountain Everest, and having the values with one Kuwaiti society working towards it, that's by itself, it's an adventure.
Yes.
Adventure for the existence of Kuwait.
Yeah, right.
And we made a small movie, and we were a group of 24, 25,
Wow.
and all of us had now the thinking, seeing the Everest is Kuwait.
Wow. So this was the aim.
That was the goal. One purpose, one objective is seeing Everest is Kuwait.
Yeah.
Now to make it and to mark it is the idea of the flag, and the symbol was His Highness the Emir, and the Crown Prince was in my mind. So the movie, there was a movie which Everest, which we went all together as 4 or 5 of us as a way of implementing it.
Yes, right.
Because it just happened. It's better to implement right away rather it's get distracted or
Yes,
dissolved.
right.
So we went there, and with my friends, actually, because the movie was very tragic, that 15 went, 3 survived.
Yeah.
So everyone tried to, you know, say, no, we need to be careful. So that gave me the inspire, how I can inspire my team to take their journey.
Yeah.
So that journey started when I came back, and when I came back home, it was in beginning of October, and the planning started. Starting to prepare for the journey, which I said started in November 19th.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of preparation in terms of the equipments, the gears, the research I did, and I looked into different who successfully managed to reach the summit. Of course,
you have to read about these people who had the experience
and
before.
I've been proud to say my brother or
we're coming back to the preparations because I'm sure that you have so many things to do while preparing for the trip itself. Mr. Dhari, I know that you're going to you're planning to have this trip for the first time.
Yes.
Tell me about your feelings about that.
Well, Bismillah, thank you for having us today.
It's my pleasure.
My friendship with Fouad goes a long way back. And when he did his first trip to the mountain, I was following him through the social media. And I believed in what he's going to do and why is he going to do it. And I found that very interesting. So when he came back, he called me and he said, you know what, I think I'm going to do this again. Would you like to come? And my answer was yes.
Of course.
Yes, there was so many unknowns, to be honest. But I thought, yes, I want to go through this experience. I want to be accompanying him in this task. The second thing is that it's always good to challenge yourself. And I think that will be the biggest challenge for me so far. And for me to go through that experience and to walk those miles really will be something very special.
Yeah.
So the feelings, it's anxiety, it's looking forward for something, it's the preparation, it's just being there.
Yeah. We will be back to continue our discussion, it's a very interesting discussion today, but let us have this report and we will come back.
Excellent.
Dear viewers, we have a prepared report. Stay tuned with us after this report.
2030, successfully we reached the top of the Mountain Everest. It was not easy, I would say. But we all understand, looking at the resources, no matter what the plan we have, I think working together, this is what made us achieve the success of reaching the top of the mountain.
Now we are on the mountain. We want to maintain it. We want to strengthen its trust. We need to trust each other to be safe on the mountain.
Easter Island people, these people really looked after their legacy. Their island was very green, has a lot of trees. So they felt that they have to build something that reflects them and remain there as an heritage and legacy for them. So they thought of creating a statues that really represent them. And then when they create the statues and they put it in the middle of the island, they found out that they had lost the trees that brings the birds which they usually feed off. So they could not catch these birds to eat. So the starvation started. The whole, let's say, society demolished and finished. So this is a great story really to see. And this is what we were. We had all the resources. We were there. We were at the top of the mountain.
Well, as a start, Kuwaitis, the caveman era, a million years back, we were just trying to find our way, just digging here and there just to find our food. We reached a level of satisfaction when we started to fish for pearl and trying to trade and feed our family. Then the oil came. We had lavished, and the country has boomed with the wealth that we were in. We went all the way to the top. I wish that we could have sustained it, but we could not hold on. We're down again, trying to find our way and be back to the top. It's not an easy journey to do, but hopefully we'll get there.
So we are at a point where we have to make a decision. And we have two choices. Choice A, which is to really continue what we're doing at this stage and be fighting about what we each want as opposed to work together. This option makes us look really bad. Our GDP isn't really the best and sectors keep fighting over the same resource. In one way, it seems like this option takes us back in time. Or we choose to go up and work towards one objective, which is reaching the summit of Everest. We can only do that if we look back to the values that we once had and we all look like one team working together for the sake of the country.
So guess what? I reached to the Mountain Everest, and what I saw this cat. This cat presents life, energy, good luck. Plus, this will bring trust to individual and the organization for better future for Kuwait.
Dear viewers of KTV2, welcome back to our special live show today, marking the flag hoisting directly from the Safat Square. Today in the studio we have Mr. Fouad Qabazard and Mr. Dhari Al-Gharablli. We are going to continue our discussion with them. Mr. Fouad, back again to our issue, the Mountain Everest. You talked about the preparations, the everything, but still the big question is, how was the journey planned? I mean, this is a huge event, very difficult one. How was, who helped you in the planning, in the process, the procedures of the trip, everything? Who was your?
The social media, I would say, searching through the Mr. Google, I would say.
Yeah.
Or in terms physical. In terms of the risks that the journey could be associated with, because also the gears that I have to be well equipped, because you're talking about -10 in Celsius. Type of food that I need to be equipped with, medical condition. So I did a big research actually, and from that I spoke to, for example, starting with the physical, because I need to be, my endurance needs to be very high, so working with high heights, so the heart needs to be very strong. The physical in terms of the exercises, the lower part of the body need to be very strong, and so I spoke with those two things. I spoke with my personal trainer, and he laid out for me a 6 weeks program, a challenging one, and it's almost like an hour and a half, very intensive, and that's part of the exercise. So it was really tough exercises I did every day, and 6 weeks done. The next day I took the plane and flew. So it was back to back.
Yeah, back to back.
Yeah, and in terms of the gears, so again, thanks to the net, and there was a lot of YouTube which gears they need to be fed, because there is a special gear we need to get with this, with the very low temperatures. So yeah, we went. Was some of them from Kuwait, some of them from Dubai, and I got that. Also, I got some vaccination I have to take, because going to Nepal, there's a prerequisite of the vaccination. food diet. So yeah, I went through a program. It took me like I think it was like again 6 weeks.
Another program for 6 weeks.
Yes,
Wow.
another program.
That's very hard.
Yeah, it's around I reduced around 8 kilos for the 6 program, but balancing my health condition as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, that's in terms of preparation. With others, that what I need to be equipped, meaning what I need to use, the risk that it is about that we're working in mountains, heights. So
many hazards there, so many dangers around you and your team. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, mainly you need to. Based on my tall height, I had to have 6 liters of water daily. It's a must because based on the certified organizer, I was in contact on a daily basis what I need to be expecting.
Yeah.
So in terms of avoid hydration, the food,